Hey everybody, this is Henry here, and welcome back to another installment of Crimson Customs. Today, we're going to be looking at a few engines that I made for the first two episodes of my series, The Rails of the West. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a custom showcase on these engines, but my last showcase on the Big Boy was pretty well received, and I thought that you guys might want to have a closer look at these engines as well. Obviously, they're not as intricate as the Big Boy, but nonetheless, they played an important role in the episodes of the series so far, and it'd be a lot different without them. In case you were wondering, these engines aren't based on any specific real-life engines. They're just custom engines I made to serve as side characters. I refer to these engines as the Shunter, the Sherman Hill engine, and 481. The Shunter and Sherman Hill engine I mostly made at the Toad Train's house in Midwest Mashup in 2019. As you can probably tell, I followed the same color scheme as the Big Boy for these two engines, a grayish smoke box and a black body. The reason I referred to the Sherman Hill engine as that is because in the first episode he was first seen on Sherman Hill. I used a Hank for the engine part, and the face I used was made by Rondog248. It was actually originally going to be used for the Big Boy in the first episode of Rails of the West, but I thought it suited this engine much more. The tender is probably the most intricate part about any of these three customs. I used a Donald or Douglas tender and put it on a chassis of a Salty. I kept the running board of the Salty on the chassis to give the tender the extra height I felt it needed. I used a random coal load Toad had laying around for the coal. The Sherman Hill engine is voiced by my friend Coker0415, which is why I went with the numbers 0415 on his tender. As for the Shunter, I used a Learning Curve Stanley for the body, and as you can probably tell, I made this face myself. That's one pointy nose. I just went with a random number for the Shunter, and it ended up being 14. Lastly, for 481, I just used a Whittle Shortline engine I got off eBay and used an Ertl Percy face. Definitely the most simple custom of the three, but not quite as simple as you'd think. On the front of the smoke box was a nub that most likely represented a headlight. I sawed it off so the face could fit on better. Other than that, yeah, it was pretty simple. I guess you could say these engines are OCs in a way. Before I started making this series, I never saw myself making original characters. But when you try new things, you might be surprised as to what you end up creating. That's all there is for this custom showcase. Be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.